This is gonna be tough. Hi, if you don't know me, I'm Dalen Pollard, and after getting laid off from my job in June, I went full-time into making films. I have no experience, no equipment, no skills to be able to really do this, but that doesn't stop me from showing up with what I do have, my entire heart and passion for doing this. I'm learning as I go, and I've learned a ton with my most recent film, Wolfman. I'm gonna give you a peek behind the curtain of making this and the struggles I had putting this together. And then I'll share with you why I chose to make this film and how my kids reacted to seeing it. Let's talk about how we put this together. This is the first video I ever did where I had a 3D character in live footage. I hadn't done anything in 3D since I was like in high school, and I was using a way outdated software even for then from the 90s, and I haven't done anything since then. I had no idea how I was going to bring this 3D wolf to life and make him work in these scenes. The first thing I did is I went online and I searched for a werewolf model that I could use that was already made. And after choking down this price for a guy who doesn't make anything making films, I bought it, and for the first couple of days, I couldn't do anything with them. I couldn't even open the file like in Blender or any 3D software I could find. I couldn't figure out how to even open it and see what I bought. For a moment, I thought I had just been scammed. And then finally, I found a tutorial that taught me how to unpackage what I had downloaded to move it into Blender, and I was super thrilled, but I didn't have any idea how to make him move. I only had 14 days to make this short film, and I spent the first several days just trying to figure out this wolf. On top of all this, on the personal side, my wife has been sick for the last 5 months. It means I've been making breakfast, lunch, and dinner for my 4 daughters, taking care of them and her whenever they need, which makes trying to put this movie together on top of family responsibilities really hard. Whew. A lot of vulnerability there. But luckily, after the first few days, my wife did start to get better, and I was able to give more time to trying to put this together. I would start work around 4 a.m. and go until as late as I could. Trying to figure out how to make the wolf move was definitely one of the most difficult parts. I had a scene where I thought he would confront the bad guy, the Protean, who's part of the Day Hero movie we're making right now. This movie's kind of a prequel to it, and he slams him against the wall with his fist, and he's holding him there. Yeah, I didn't have time to figure out how to do that type of animation and put his fist there and make it work. And so everything I had shot for that scene was entirely useless. I couldn't use this footage because we had this ladder there that I was going to have Dylan, who's playing the Protean, he's going to stand on that ladder. I couldn't have him stand on it because I didn't have the wolf push against him. The most I could figure out how to do was make the wolf kind of roar at him, and that was the extent. I mean, just having him roar at him, not only did that take me a couple days just to figure out how to make him do that, it took like 15 hours to render that scene. So literally 2 days before I was going to post this, I decided to reshoot the scene, but I didn't have time to drive all the way back to the same location to reshoot it with Dylan, so I decided to reshoot it with myself. Luckily, he's wearing a mask for the scene, so I wore a mask and dark clothes and filmed it on the side of my house. So there was one problem in reshooting this, and that was I needed a tripod to film this on. I had left the tripod in the car. I was left the keys in the car, so this is my makeshift tripod. My daughter had locked the keys in the car where the tripod was, and so I had to make a makeshift tripod because I didn't have time to figure out how to break into my own car to get the keys back out of my tripod. The other challenge was my wife didn't actually want to be in the show, so all of the shots of her were like homemade videos from like family trips and things. Except for this one in the car, which I asked, hey, can I just shoot one? I just need a video of you smiling in the car while we drive home from church. And that's where that shot comes from. It actually worked in our favor because she told me she didn't want to be in it. I decided that it'd be good to have Wolfman's wife just die, so that way she wasn't there for the rest of it, which really built into his character and development anyway. Recently, AI has been growing, and there's been a new feature in Photoshop called generative AI. And so I experimented with it in this video. So like this scene here, this background actually I made inside of Photoshop. So if you kind of see like this is what was shot and then this is what was in final post, a lot of this work was done with generative AI, which was actually a really cool tool for a filmmaker. The why behind Wolfman for me is I've loved werewolves since I was a little kid. And I once in 8th grade wrote a story down about a superhero werewolf. The guy's stronger the closer he gets to the full moon. He's powerless during the new moon phase. And I wanted to bring that story to life today, just kind of modernize it, make him older, have a family, and have a wife that dies, and give him a little bit more character development in that sense. This is a show I'd love to put into like a longer feature, a 20-minute film, or even a full feature film. and really build in and dig into this character and the struggle he has between the man and that he wants to be, and the struggle he has with his emotions and his trauma and his anger, and deciding, is he going to be the servant to those emotions or will he be a master? I don't think emotions are bad. I think emotions are actually really healthy. Anger is actually a good emotion. It teaches a lot about ourselves and what we care about and what we're passionate about and what our boundaries are. Anytime we feel angry, it's usually teaching us something about ourselves. But we get to choose whether we are the servants to our anger, and like when we feel anger, we're going to yell, we're going to freak out, we're going to be mad, or are we going to be the masters of the anger and take the time to actually to be better because of it, and to learn more about ourselves and learn about things we care about and choose to control. And I like the struggle between the man and the beast, and you get to see him, like, he desires to be good, but he slowly loses more control as a beast, the stronger he is. And I think there's more to flesh out there that would be really cool to explore in a longer feature. But it was fun to put together this in the last couple of weeks. It was super stressful, and but I had tons of fun putting it together. Overall, the film got seen a little bit, a few hundred views is all. This is what my daughters thought when I showed it to them. I showed my kids Wolfman, and they are crying. Huh. Why are you crying? And Lizzie cried too, because she thought the sad part was sad. Mm-hmm. Anna didn't cry, but she said it was scary. Yeah, they cried, and they said it was too scary. So Day Hero is coming out shortly. It should be runtime roughly an hour. And then I'm thinking of hopefully doing like a cartoon or something a little more kid-friendly, something that my kids would actually enjoy watching with me, because they hated Wolfman. If you have a dream or passion or something that you care about that you want to go and do, I encourage you to go do it. Yes, this has been really hard to go out and start making films, but I've been doing it. And I've been really enjoying the experience and the growth I've personally had from chasing after my own dreams. And it's been incredible. And I want to thank you for being here and coming with me along for this journey. I love you, and see you next time.